Hey everybody, it's Kyle. I actually re-recorded this one because things have drastically changed within 24 hours. So I'll go ahead and start off with what's going on in my life that's good. One big thing, and this is why a lot of things changed, is my lovely daughter is actually going to swim for varsity in the conference championships. So we thought she wasn't going to. We thought she was going to swim for junior varsity. She found that out last week from the assistant coach and then was talking about it yesterday. And the head coach was like, no, I need you to swim the 200 IM and the backstroke 100 a week from Friday, not this Friday. That's awesome. So happy. That's really cool. I'm hoping that means she ends up lettering in swim as a freshman. That would be pretty great if she does. But if she doesn't, it's still an outstanding achievement. No two ways about it. All right, so the reason why it was a little bittersweet to find that out is because we had been told that she was going to only be swimming in the junior varsity meet this coming Friday. My wife and I made plans to go to the yurt. If you've not seen, a couple years ago, we went down to northern Arkansas and stayed in a yurt, which is kind of like a big round tent, almost like a circus tent. But this is a built structure and just beautiful there. Beautiful scenery outside and everything, beautiful inside. Nice hot tub out on the deck there, so you can go hang out in the hot tub, which is going to be great because it's cold, But just a lovely getaway just for the wife and I. And so we're really looking forward to that, and we're very excited. And then we made the reservation, paid everything up front, and there's no canceling the reservation. And went and picked my daughter up a couple hours later, and she tells me, hey, I got good news, and then tells me about the varsity swim meet, which is the same exact weekend that we just made plans for. So, long story short, no big deal. I called the place where we're going that has the yurts and talked to someone there, and they were totally cool. They let us go ahead and put that money over into like a gift card and then adjust our stay. So we're actually going now in a little over a month. So we're going to go at the beginning of March, and that'll be really awesome. We're very excited. We're going to go actually on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that'll be really even better because there won't be a whole lot of traffic. It's about around 4 hours away, somewhere like that. Not too bad. So pretty easy drive. But yeah, pretty cool stuff nonetheless. And awesome that my daughter's done that. Tonight she has another swim meet before that, and then volleyball practice. And then tonight also, my son, who is in jazz band for the first time this year, he has a jazz concert, so we're going to have to divide and conquer, like normal, my wife and I. And he has a solo, which is awesome. I mean, really awesome. And we heard him kind of practicing last night, and it was outstanding. My wife's going to record it, and I really look forward to seeing and hearing it because he has come so far, and so proud of him with what he's doing. He's really doing a great job. Both kids are doing pretty good on grades. Everything seems really good there. Life is good, right? Next year, this year for spring break, we're going to New York as a family. We're taking my son's girlfriend with us, she's gonna bunk up with my daughter. I've told you guys about that. Next year, the kids, my daughter and my son, they're both going on a music band trip to Los Angeles. So that's pretty cool too. But while they're doing that, we're going to try and bust down to Tulum, Mexico, somewhere like that, just for a few days, just the wife and I to get away. And we're going to have our own little vacation for 3-4 days. So we're already starting to plan on that. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, everything's great. Life is good. This new job is fantastic. Very awesome people, very friendly, very helpful. Everybody's just great. I can't say enough good things about it. I've definitely landed in a great spot. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break. I'm going to come back. We'll talk about some things that I'm into. And there you go. Let me throw it over to Kyle. Hey, Kyle. All right, and we're back. Okay, so what am I into right now? Well, let's see. In music, I've just been spinning a ton of records. If you go look at the pictures, you'll see I've been playing a ton of records, been playing some CDs, and been playing a lot of cassettes too. I got 2 big boxes full of cassettes that I've just kind of been going through and playing that, are from when I was a kid. One of the coolest things is I played a soundtrack that I had recorded. I think somebody had the CD or an album of the soundtrack for the film Trespass. It's an Ice-T film vehicle. It's an Ice-T vehicle. It's not very good, right? But there's a lot of great music on that soundtrack. I think track number 2 is even Public Enemy, which is awesome. But the funny thing is, I was playing that, and I always snap a picture and put it up on Instagram. It goes over to Facebook and stuff. But I noticed later, after I did that I think I was within 1 day of having recorded that 30 years ago exactly to the date. So I think I was a day later that I posted it, but the day before was the 30th year since I recorded that when I was younger. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so that's how old these are. They're older than that. A lot of them are a lot older than that. A lot of them are from when I was in junior high and high school. So that's pretty cool to be able to kind of crank those again and check them out. And records, I've been playing a ton of records. There's not a lot of new stuff that I've got planned that's coming. They haven't announced a record store day yet, but they haven't announced any records that are going to be available for it. But I'm sure there'll be good stuff that I'll be interested in. And then I did order a copy of Outkast Stank On Ya, which has Sorry Miss Jackson and So Fresh and So Clean. Love that record. Fantastic. Going to be waiting on it a while. It's back ordered for a little while, but that's totally cool. Great record. I'm in no hurry. When it gets here, I'll enjoy playing it then. Got a great price on it, really. That's it on music. Not a lot of new stuff. I was just listening before I recorded this. I was just listening to Sturgill Simpson, the Cutting the Grass records. He has the one that's kind of John Deere yellow and green. And then he has a second one where he's like kind of cutting the grass at nighttime. Same cover though, but it's black and kind of white and purple. That's the one I'm talking about, volume 2. Dude, that is good stuff. It's very, very, very country and very, very almost hillbilly-ish, right? But it's amazing, dude. He's a tremendous artist. I really like him a lot. Never thought I'd be listening to country. Really didn't. But there is some good stuff out there. I'm not a big fan of the new country style, but I do like country and western, and I do like some of the big classics, Loretta Lynn, Dolly Parton, that kind of stuff. Even Charlie Pride. So, is it Charlie Rich, the other one? Yeah, I like him too. Okay, all right. Let's see. What have I been watching? Well, embarrassingly enough, we watched a film with my daughter the other night that I had no idea was as profane as it is. But it's called Dirty Grandpa with Robert De Niro. Oh my God. It's funny. It's real raunchy humor. I think it's probably the filthiest comedy movie I've ever seen. Okay, I really do. And but it was very funny. There were definitely some moments towards the beginning of that film that were just outrageously hilarious. Robert De Niro's awesome. Zac Efron's great in it. It's not a great movie, but it's almost worth watching just for that first half because it's so solid. It does kind of fall apart after that because they're trying to cram the rest of the plot in, But, it still was worth it, and we still laughed and enjoyed watching it, even though it had moments where we pretty much had to turn away. It was so bad. Oh, man. All right. What else? Not much. We're still going through Seinfeld. We've been watching White Lotus. We started watching it like over a year ago. And watched like the first episode, never watched any more. Well, now we're a couple episodes into it, and we really like it. It's a great show. Very odd, but I'm totally down with that, and looking forward to watching the rest of those episodes. I know they're into season 2 now, so that's awesome. And, I mean, that's really about it. I mean, other than that, there's not a ton out there I'm super excited about. Salem's Lot, I'm really interested in that remake. I'm looking forward to that. Mikey and I were talking about it the other day. It's supposed to be really good. Looking forward to that one. But that's about it. Not much else out there that I'm watching. Let's see, reading, not a ton. Comics, I did get the 5th volume or trade paperback of Something is Killing the Children. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. And that's about it. I mean, not much else. There's a few comics in there that I've kind of gone through, but not a ton. Need to really kind of get into that. And I do have a book I purchased, too, that I need to read. I got a freaking Joe Lansdale book in there. Hap and Leonard book in there. And then I also have a sci-fi book I bought that looked pretty interesting. But I just need to make time for it. I will. Look, swim is almost over regardless. So it's going to be a little more free. So I'm looking forward to that. I know my daughter definitely is. That's about it on reading. What else? Video games, not much. I do want to sit down and play some games. I have been tinkering around with the Decky loader that goes on Steam Deck. You have to go into the desktop mode, but you can go in there, and you can do this without a keyboard and mouse or external monitor. But you go in there and you type in this address, and you go to this URL, it's GitHub, and you download this software and click to install it. And then you restart. You don't have to restart, but you go over to Deck mode or Steam Deck mode, and you have the same thing, but on the far right menu, down at the bottom, there's something new there. So you go to that, and you can change all kinds of stuff. You can go in there and change your startup videos, and then your pause videos, that kind of stuff. You can go in there and you can change the color scheme and the layout, which is pretty cool. You can change, there's a kind of a saturation app that somebody's made where you can kind of saturate it a little bit more so the screen looks a little bit more crisp and clear for some of those games. There's plenty of other stuff, but those are the ones I've kind of tinkered with so far, and it's pretty amazing. That device is really something else. But yeah, I want to sit down and maybe play through some Portal. I haven't played that in forever. I'd like to again. I'd like to go through both of those all the way. But who knows, right? Anyway, and then last but not least, podcasts. I told you guys, I keep saying it wrong. It's not the Boneyard. Let me see, what is it called exactly? It's called Bone Valley. That Bone Valley podcast is the best true crime podcast I've ever listened to. And that's hard to say because I've listened to some really good ones, and I'm including Serial in that, okay? It is one of the most emotional things I've listened to. I mean, it had me choked up towards the end of the first season there. You just have to listen to it, man. It's incredible. So I have started Hell and Gone, which is another one that's the same podcast company, iHeartRadio, I think. But it's one of theirs that kind of is in the same vein of true crime. So I'm looking forward to listening to that. They have 4 seasons of that one. So I think Bone Valley's only 1 season. I could be wrong. Might be a little more. But I highly recommend both of those if you get a chance. And then that's about it. I mean, not much else in the realm of podcasts. That's kind of really it for this whole episode, guys. I do appreciate you guys listening. This can't happen, Yeah, I guess it could happen without you. But it makes it more enjoyable to know there are some people listening. And, I hope you do enjoy what I do. And I hope you do enjoy some of the stuff I talk about. Maybe it gives you some ideas of some new stuff to listen to. Oh, I know one thing that I did do that's a little different. And this will kind of be the end of this episode. I downloaded an app, and you can actually, it's an AI app, but you can actually type in like something, like a description or something like that. And the artificial intelligence will make an image based on that. So a long time ago, I had written quite a lot more, but I had written some short stories and stuff, and one of them was pretty wild. But I was able to go in and, basically type in a phrase that deals with a significant part of that story. And it produced an image that's kind of like, wow. I mean, it's not exact, but it's still, holy cow. And then I also went in and I took a scene out of a script that I had written and put that in as well. And that also was pretty amazing, man. And these are pretty detailed, advanced type ideas. And I'm not patting myself on the back there. I'm just being honest. They're expecting you to say, puppy running around the yard, and then it draws something like that. But no, these are way more detailed and stuff. But yeah, I mean, holy crap, man. I cannot believe how it turned out. So that's pretty cool. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in the picture deal, the link that you'll go look at if you want to. Go check it out. It's pretty amazing, and see if you can kind of guess what the stories are about based on the images. I think I have a couple for each piece. So a couple for that script, and I have a couple for that short story. Same phrase, but you can actually hit redo, and it'll just redo it in a different style or something. So check that out when you get a chance. But that's it, guys. I'm going to sign off because got a busy weekend coming up. Just got my shots. I'm ready to get back and conquer the rest of the workday. And then go watch this swim meet. Hopefully my daughter's kicking ass in it. The good news is we will see her in that tech suit a week from this Friday. And for good reason. I really hope she does take some time off of her 2 events. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got to say. It has been so cold here. It is freezing. Hopefully it's going to warm up here pretty soon. But just in case it doesn't, one thing I really need you to do for me is get off my lawn.